Taboo, oh, you're on my heart, even though we're far apart. Girl, I can't get you out of my head. Hey, woo, hey. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with a new video. I have been excited to record this video all day. Like, I've just been so ready. I got my bed. I'm ready. Let's get into this. As you can hear, I came in with one of my favorite vocalists right now, my boy JeRonelle McGhee. I talked about him so many times in my videos. This song is out of my head. I was thinking about this song all day, and I was like, you know what? I need to start the video with it. But he just released his album, his EP finally, on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. It's on Spotify. It's on so much stuff, and you know, it's been out for a while because I talked about a lot of these songs that he have on it, but it just was released to iTunes maybe like a week ago. So that's a big, big thing for him, and I want y'all to go out and really support this guy. This guy really sings, y'all. I'm telling y'all, and I really think his voice is definitely needed. And a song like this, you can still vibe to it. Still got that little current vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? But he's really singing, and that's what we need. So the EP is called Finally. I'm going to put it in the more info box. I really want y'all to check it out. Really support this brother, JeRonelle McGhee. And Finally is the EP. So, welcome to this week R&B Bangers. I do these videos because I want people to know that there's more R&B out there. You know, it seems like with mainstream radio, we have to deal with the same sound, and you don't know who is who, and it's just like, it's so sad that we gotta see like 5 of the same people, quote unquote, representing, you know, R&B, as they say. And as a soul and R&B lover, I know it's not right, because we have so much talent out there that deserves, you know, shine, and it's supposed to be, and deserves to be heard. And I felt like, you know, with me, I do these current R&B videos because I want y'all to understand that R&B is not dead, and I'm going to continue to fight and make videos to show y'all that real R&B is out there. Do not let mainstream try to tell y'all that it's not, because it is. So I'm so thankful for things like SoundCloud and Mixcloud and, you know, Bandcamp. But so many of these websites is really, really letting artists put their music out there and let it be heard. So, you know, like I said, I'm going to continue to fight and continue to give y'all some new flavor and, you know, let y'all know that there's real R&B out there, and there's more than 5 artists that get nominated for the same award. That was shit. But anyway, y'all know, if y'all know by now with these videos, I got to go on a rant before I start the video. So, let's get this started. Now look, I know we're still sitting at the table with Solange. Hell, if y'all not sitting at that table, I'm sitting at that table with a bottle of vodka in my hand and my power to the people like this. I'm sorry. This album is it. Like, I've been jamming, you know, jamming to this album ever since it came out. It's dope. It's soulful. It is an amazing body of work, and that's what gets me. If you can give me an amazing body of work, then you got me. And, you know, I've been really jamming to it heavy last week. So I was like, you know what, I gotta talk about it in this new video. So, you know, last week I talked about, you know, in the last current R&B Bangers, I talked about Don't You Wait. And I like that song, so I've been bumping it and bumping it. But then after you bump the album for so much, you find another banger, even though the whole album is a banger. But For Us, By Us with BJ the Chicago Kid and Dream will forever be my favorite song off the album, because my boy BJ the Chicago Kid bodied the vocals at the end, and it's just a dope, dope record. But for the past couple of days, I have been jamming to Where Do We Go. Raphael Saadiq bodied the production on this record. As soon as it comes on, the bass hits you. And I'm telling y'all, y'all need to stop sleeping on Raphael Saadiq's production skills. This dude knows what soul is about. I know you guys really only know him from Tony, but his solo works and what he did with Mary and Joss Stone and so many other people, I'm telling y'all, this dude is literally one of my favorite producers all time. He's so underrated. But I had to start with Where Do We Go as one of the bangers for this week, because I'm telling y'all, when that beat knocks, it's current, it's soulful, all wrapped in one. That just tells you how good Raphael Saadiq is. So here is Where Do We Go, and I'm telling y'all, I wish I could play the whole song for y'all, but I'm just gonna give y'all a little sample of it, because let me tell you, this joint knocks. But here we go, and it goes a little something like this. Hell, 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 woo, wanna tell you no. That joint knocks, yo. Like, it just, and for this song can definitely sit there with what's going on mainstream radio. Like, especially as bad as mainstream radio is right now to R&B, I feel like you can play this with, you know, you can braid a quote-unquote Bronson Tiller and Tory Lanez and all these guys, but then you can play this song and it fits, but it's soulful as hell. That's what I'm telling y'all, this song is it. I had to throw this as the first current R&B bangers joint, because this joint rocks, and I've been, like, just the bass of it just gets you. And, you know, if you haven't heard Solange's A Seat at the Table, you're missing out. You're bugging. I'm sitting at the table with Solange and Raphael, and I'm listening to that good music. And, you know, side note, my big brother Kill did an amazing, dope review on the album. I'm going to put it in the more info box. I really want y'all to check it out. But y'all go listen to A Seat at the Table, and the first song on the current R&B bangers is Where Do We Go. I'm telling y'all, that joint knock. Maybe y'all a little sample some more. Woo! Banger, man. I'ma still put the stuff in the more info box so y'all can hear it, but yeah, so that's Solange, Where Do We Go. The next artist, I'm so excited to talk about this artist because someone hit me on Twitter about this dude, and they was like, you know, I know you love Roy C., I know you love Tyrone Davis, I know you love Bobby Womack. So they was like, you need to check out this dude named Timothy Bloom. And they was like, he has a soulful type of flavor, but he also has the rock edge. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yo, Tim Bloom sounds really familiar. Like, where do I know him from? And then I said, you know what? That is the dude that did the song with V. Bozeman, and the video was hella sexy and all that. And I was like, oh, that's him. Because I knew his name before, so I was like, let me go to his SoundCloud. Because if people is hitting me and telling me about this guy, I'm like, all right, I need to really check him out. I went to his SoundCloud page, and oh my God, thank God I did. Oh my God. He has this new EP called The Beginning. And I haven't stopped listening to it. Y'all, let me tell y'all, this EP is the definition of rock soul. Now, Fantasia's been telling us about, you know, she's going to be giving us rock soul, but she hasn't given us a complete album of it. She's only given us maybe a few songs, like on The Side Effects of You, she gave us like maybe 3 or 4 songs. And then on The Definition, she kind of gave us like 1. But this album, if you want to know what rock soul is, I would definitely recommend y'all listen to this album. Let me tell y'all, so, you know, but before I even go into that, the one thing I will tell you is Timothy sings. That's just number one. He will take you on a ride with his vocals, but then the guitar riff and kind of like the rock edge kind of really takes the song to a whole nother level, and that's where I'm like, this is rock soul, and it's so enjoyable, and it's only 4 songs, and it really makes you want more. So I'm gonna give y'all like a taste of what the songs are. Walk It Out gives me like Stacks mixed with Chess Records type of vibe. It's kind of opening the album. He calls it the beginning. Work It Out. Dope, dope, dope. The second track, Me, Myself, and I, kind of gives me like, you know, the Color Purple vibe when you're watching it. And I got a feeling, you know, I got the vibe that when Sister is performing and Lawrence Fishburne is playing the guitar and she's singing over it, and it's just like I get that vibe, but it has a little rock edge to it. Track 3 is Howl to the Moon, and Timothy is definitely just showcasing his vocals there, like really, like he's singing, he giving you them falsettos, he's giving you them vocals, and he's, like I said, he's really showcasing his vocals on this one. But the song that I must talk about, and I was so excited to talk about, was track 4, and it's called Still. Now, when I heard the beat, I said, I know this beat from somewhere, because my mom is good on hearing samples. I'm trying to get like her, but when I heard this, I said, wait a minute, I know this beat from somewhere. I was like, that sounds like Tyrone Davis. I call him Uncle Tyrone Davis because I feel like he's a part of my family. But anyway, I love Tyrone Davis, and I haven't heard too many people use a sample from him. So when you hear it, it's like I was just gone. Like I really was just like, wow, did he really just use this sample for this song? And I lost it. I completely lost it. The song is called Still. It is a banger. I'm going to give y'all 2 parts of this song so y'all can kind of get a little feel of it. And here it's Still, and it goes a little something like this. Go back a little bit, and here we go.
If there was a question about my intentions, there's this part of me inside I'm still missing.
So that's the first part. Now the second part I gotta get to, and it's kind of like where he kind of takes it home with this, and goes a little something like this. So, when I heard it, I was like, yo, that's Uncle Tyrone. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. And here is the sample of the song. I could be wrong, because sometimes I do be wrong, but I think it's Tyrone. I swear I think it's Tyrone. And just hear it. It's a little low, but here's Tyrone, So Good to Be Home with You. And I think this is the sample, and it goes a little something like this. Like you can hear, doo-doo, doo-doo. So I'm thinking that he used that with that, you know, that sample. So I was so excited, and like I said, I lost my mind. But his whole EP, Timothy's EP, is it. Like I said, I've been listening to it. Y'all need to check it out. It's on iTunes. It's on SoundCloud. I'm going to put it in the more info box. We need this. If you want to talk about rock soul, and this is what we really wanted from Fantasia, this is the album that you really need to listen to. The Beginning by Timothy Bloom, and that is number 2 on the current R&B list this week. The next is from my girl Leela James. She's so underrated. I've been a fan of hers since 2005. A Change Was Gonna Come. But Leela James really got me when she did Let's Do It Again, the covers album, where she did the Staple Singers. She did James Brown. She did, oh my God. And that came out like 2006. And ever since then, I've been a fan. You know, Kanye worked on the album, her first album. It was just like, she's just so dope. And I think everybody just kind of remember her from R&B Divas. That's kind of got her a little bit more exposure. But I've been a fan since 2005. She's so dope. And I've seen her live. She is amazing. So, you know, I was so happy when I heard that she had a new joint. I was like, oh, Leela got a new joint? Okay, what's this about? What she's coming with? And this joint is so smooth. Like, I was like, yo, I can rock with this. And these words kind of touched home with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, this joint deserves to get shine on mainstream radio, not just adult R&B stations. It needs to be on stations like Power 105.1, Hot 97, 92Q, you know, 95.5 in DC. So many, you know, stations need to give this song shine. Everybody can relate to it. Got a nice beat, definitely getting you ready for the winter. You know what I'm saying? But it's a smooth vibe, and everybody can relate to it. And the song is "Don't Want You Back," and it goes a little something like this. I love the joint. I've been, you know, rocking to it for the last maybe 2 days, and I had to put it on the list. So here we go. It's just so smooth, and that's why I was like, yo, this joint deserves so much shine. You know, I just love the part when you had a good thing and you let it go. And you know how people, when they have a good thing and they let it go, it's like, shh, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, getting a little bit too deep, but it's all good. You know, we family on these videos, so that's what it is. But the joint is on iTunes. Support this record. It deserves mainstream love. I want to hear it on stations other than adult R&B radio. It's the nice groove. You can groove to it. Shoot, she can even do a remix and throw a rapper on it. You know what I'm saying? To give it a little bit more spins. I just want this song to get, you know, the good recognition that it deserves. So that's number 3 on the list. That is my girl Leela James with "Don't Want You Back." It's just so smooth, man. Now, the last artist on this R&B Bangers is, the song is from Nathan Davis Jr. And when I heard the joint, the beat was hard. Now, y'all know I love soul music, but I also like to party. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, with the beer and all that. I love to party. And if you give me a nice beat, you know, because I got to realize we got to move with the time. And the time, people are using auto-tune and using things like that. But I'm like, you know what? If it gives me a nice beat, I can rock to it. And this song did when I heard it. And Nathan did the damn thing with this joint. It's a tough beat. It's with Jacob Lattimore, Malcolm Kelly, and I can't pronounce his name. I hope I'm saying it right. Al G. Smith. And the joint is called "Put It Down," and it's been out for maybe about a week or so, but when I heard it, I was like, yo, this joint is dope. You know what I'm saying? I can dig it. It makes you want to rock a little bit. So here is "Put It Down." It goes a little something like this. That joint got a little nice beat to it, so I was like, all right, I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? It definitely gives you kind of like what's on the radio right now. But, you know, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hate on it. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes I just want to groove a little bit. And it gives me that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this in the more info box so y'all can check it out. It's a dope record. Put It Down by Nathan Davis Jr. So that's this week's current R&B Bangers. It's Solange. Where Do We Go? Timothy Bloom with Still, Leela James with Don't Want You Back, and Nathan Davis Jr. with Put It Down. As you can see, I gave y'all a balance. All the sounds were not the same. You got different type of records. You know what I'm saying? And that's what mainstream is not doing. And that's what I love doing about these videos, because if you listen to each song that I give you, it's a whole different sound. The sounds are not the same. Like, Where Do We Go does not sound like Still. Still does not sound like Leela James, Don't Want You Back. And Don't Want You Back don't sound like Put It Down. Like, neither of these songs sound like each other. And I'm like, this is what mainstream should be doing. Give us a balance of music. You know what I'm saying? And it just bothers me that these program managers are not doing that. You know what I mean? And it just sucks. And that's why I want a lot of these artists to get exposure, because they have a different sound. We need balance. And that's just the bottom line. And, you know, before I go, you know, I have to talk about my favorite website, YouKnowIGotSold.com. You know, they just did an interview with Joe, and it was kind of disheartening a little bit, because Joe was saying this might be his last album, and because he feel like R&B is not where it's at anymore, and it's not inspiring. And it kind of hurt me a little bit, because Joe is one of those brothers that can actually sing, and he came from the 90s era, and I love what he said in his interview. He said, you know, I took tips from the greats. I looked at what the greats were doing, and then I added my own swag to it. But I had to look at Marvin Gaye. I had to look at Teddy Pendergrass. I had to look at Al Green. I had to look at these. I had to do my homework. And it seems like now these artists don't want to do their homework. They're so quick to call things old. And it's like, y'all need to kind of look back to see it's like what, you know, I'm getting a little tongue-tied because it bothers me, because, for instance, it's like, let's just say, Trey Songz, for example. Oh, these kids are loving Trey Songz, and they love him, but then when it's quick to call R. Kelly or come out with a song or something like that, they'll say, oh, he's trying to sound like Trey Songz. And I'm looking like, are you kidding me? Trey Songz, R. Kelly is the reason for Trey Songz. I'm like, y'all need to understand this. You need to do your research. And mainstream radio is not helping that. You know what bothers me? I was listening to a station one day. I ain't going to call them out, but I was listening to a station, and they was like, we're going to do a throwback. So for me, normally when you think of a throwback, it's 90s on back. So they was like, I'm gonna put on a throwback. And y'all know what the throwback was. And I said, oh my God, really? This is a throwback? This is really, you're good. This is the farthest that you went back. They said throwback. And the song was Alicia Keys, Unthinkable. I said, you gotta be kidding me. That's a throwback? That thing came out 6 years ago. And you really gonna call that song a throwback? I said, these stations gotta be kidding me. They gotta be kidding me. I'm like, it's not right. And that's why this new generation don't have a balance of music. Because they'll say, Alicia Keys is a throwback. Are you kidding me? Alicia Keys is not really a throwback. Alicia Keys came out in 2001. Her career has only been a good, what? Okay, 15 years. Okay, I give you that. But you go to her fourth CD to say that's a throwback? Come on, man. And I was understanding how Joe felt, because he's like, look, it's nobody want to buy my album. And a lot of people want to blame it on the digital era, but I don't feel it's that. I don't feel it's the digital era. I feel like it's the balance of radio stations. They're not playing balance of music. We're getting the same track, and that's it. If you ain't trap and you ain't a big artist, you're not getting played. Bottom line. And I think that is sad. And, you know, for me, I'm going to continue to fight for real R&B to get represented the right way. I want, you know, award shows like that we have for R&B, like Soul Train and NAACP. Nominate the right people in that category. Don't nominate just because these people are popular. And I did a video maybe about 2 weeks ago about artists that was missed. Like K. Michelle was missed from the Soul Train, BJ the Chicago Kid, and Tweet. They made R&B albums. Why were they not nominated? You nominate people like Alicia Keys? Come on. You nominate people like Usher? Come on. Like, for real, like, let's just be serious. But I'm getting really, really into my feelings about this because y'all can see the passion that I have for my music, and I feel like it's not represented the right way, and that's why I do these videos. So hopefully y'all can understand the passion and understand that I'm just doing this so this generation can have a balance of music. That's all I want. It's not like I'm dissing this new music because some of it is good. But I want this generation to have a balance so they can say, oh, that's hot. Oh, that's hot, like we did in the 90s. And like I always said, you know, I was listening to, I'm talking, so, you know, I'm feeling it right now, so whatever. But I was listening to this mix, this 94 mix. And it had SWV and Mary and Tony and TLC and In Vogue. And it was just like, whoa. But none of them sounded the same. Everybody had a different sound. It was like, you can like that sound, and you can like that sound, and you can like that sound. Now, it's just like, you gotta like that sound, and if you don't like that sound, you're a hater. It's like, come on. Come on. Radios, we gotta get better. We gotta get better. But like I said, I'm gonna continue to fight for it. And I think I've held y'all up long enough, and I think I'm gonna go out on a song that I was blasting all day because I was just thinking about what back in the days music felt like, and it felt so good to just turn on the radio and all this good music was on there, and I just had to play this. It's actually from Christina Aguilera, and DJ Premier produced it, and it's off her Back to Basics album, which is my favorite. And here's the song Back in the Day, and she lets you know, what it is, and here we go, and here it is. Back in the day, ha, back in the day, back in the day, back in the day, back in the day, hey, back in the day, I'm out, y'all, peace, R&B for life, baby, woo!